From a looming government shutdown to how that could have a massive impact on the district's budget, we're taking a closer look at some of the major stories impacting you. CBS Congressional Correspondent Scott McFarlane joining us today. Scott, as always, good to be with you.
Hi, good afternoon. It really is a lot for our local federal workers dealing not just with the cutbacks, but now with this shutdown threat.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I wanted to dive in because we have this new information coming down. A federal judge ordering the administration to reinstate thousands of fired employees at several agencies effective immediately. Any idea where this goes from here?
Yeah, this is a judge in California where the suit was filed, ordering their probationary workers to be reinstated. Those are the ones who are new to the federal government or just new to their positions, having received recent promotions. And it's inside 6 federal agencies, including the 2 big ones, the Pentagon and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, where you can combine them and have millions of total employees. This will likely be challenged in an appeals court, but what it does is reinstates those workers effective immediately, giving them some version of a bridge to whatever happens next.
I mean, you really feel for that, just all the back and forth on this. I wanted to talk about D.C.'s budget. D.C. leaders are urging the Senate to reject this spending bill that could result in nearly $1 billion in budget cuts for the nation's capital. We're seeing D.C. leaders trying to persuade lawmakers here to amend the bill with an exemption for the district. What are your sources on Capitol Hill saying about all this?
This is a huge issue, and it's unclear it's going to get resolved before the end of the night tomorrow night when this government shutdown deadline hits. They've actually have the $1 billion set aside for D.C., but this version of the government spending bill doesn't let D.C. spend $1 billion of those dollars. So nobody saves any money, but D.C. is restricted from spending on things like, teachers, school employees, public safety, keeping up the streets. We had a lot of parents who brought their kids here to Capitol Hill to protest today, to have their voices heard. But at this moment in time, there are so many voices yelling out about so many things, it's hard to get attention in Congress or from the administration. This puts the mayor, this puts the D.C. Council in a jam, and the exit strategy is not clear as the afternoon begins here.
Let's talk about the government shutdown, because with government funding set to expire on Friday night, Democrats really find themselves in the position of essentially being able to block the GOP bill, but they're also wary of the government shutdown that would happen if they do that. What are the options right now if you're a Democrat?
A lot of this does feel like Chicken Little after a while. You hear so much, shut down this, shut down that, these deadlines come and go. This one's different. You can just feel it here on Capitol Hill because it's the first real standoff of this Trump administration. Democrats finally have some leverage over something, and they want to exert it because they're uncomfortable with Elon Musk, all these closures, all these government cuts, but it's unclear how they can use that leverage and not allow a shutdown to happen. Here's what we can tell you for sure. Senator Chris Van Hollen just posted a video reiterating he is opposed to what the Republicans have put out there, keeping the government open till September. Virginia senators are too. Even if they keep the government open till September, this fight will happen again then. It could be uglier and it could be more protracted. It feels like a shutdown is inevitable, even if it's not imminent.
All right, just kicking the can down the road, so to speak. Let's talk about tariffs before we have to let you go. Since returning to the White House for a second term, of course, the president, he's been really open about tariffs. He's made it a key area of his economic agenda. We've seen the stock market suffer as a result. Does Congress have any ability here to challenge or legislate those tariffs?
It's possible they may want to intervene somehow because it is rattling the markets. It's rattling the political support of the president because it's also rattling our closest allies, Canada, Mexico, Europe. None of this has done well to stabilize the U.S. economy this week. It's caused a lot of heartburn politically and a lot of heartburn for people with their 401ks. When you start a tariff battle, it often becomes a tariff war, so the exit ramp isn't clear. But we'll see if Congress can do anything to exert some influence here. They're hearing about it back home. President's hearing about it. We'll see how long this lasts. And let me just add this point. I think it's important to underscore. I didn't go there, but really excited American universities made the NCAA tournament. I look forward to watching them when they play right here on Channel 9.
Look at you shouting out the Eagles. We love to hear it. CBS News correspondent, Congressional Correspondent Scott McFarlane, we certainly appreciate your time as always. Thank you.